in this situation of Formula One, we do need a bit of laughter and a bit of fun. And of course, this is what's coming up in today's episode, and one that we've been waiting for a very long time to make, guys. So the fact of the matter of this is, of course, some of you that'll be watching will only have seen us on camera for a few months, maybe. Maybe this is the first time you've seen us. But the fact is that me and Jordan have been going since 2016. The Formula One YouTube F1 debate show has been going since 2016. And since then, we've made over, how many? Oh God, about 300 videos since then. And they're not all at the level we are at right now. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you enjoy, our content. But they were nothing like that back in the day. And of course, that's what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be doing a reaction video to our first videos on YouTube. The Facebook/YouTube days of 2016 F1 debate show, when we thought we had it all, and we turns out we did not. As I say, it's been an episode that we've been waiting a long time to make. So, of course, we are going to jump in with our first episode ever back in March of 2016, named Pilot. Now, that's the name Pilot always gets to me. Like, I think we called it episode 1. But because obviously I thought that we were going to be like this massive kind of, like a big crime series or a big series on Netflix or whatever, or YouTube, I thought, let's call it what all the big wigs do, and let's call it Pilot. And of course, it was far from it, Jordan. So of course, Jordan, it was your idea from the debate show originally, and you recorded it from your computer, audio only. So it's just us two. So just give us a little bit of a quick insight about what was your ideas going into recording, and what you also thought after we recorded the first episode of the F1 debate show. Of course, done by you, so I had no idea, guys. I was basically just talking like I am just on Skype. I had no idea what was going on his end. So give us a little bit of an insight, Jordan, about episode 1 or pilot of the F1 debate show.
Seriously, I had absolutely no idea what to expect or what was going to happen. Like, we just literally jumped on Skype, planned about 5 minutes or even less than that, and just started recording. And like I said, well, I've got this idea. Let's try and create something from it. Of course, poor Lyle couldn't see my screen whatsoever. He didn't know what I had on the screen. I could have a picture of his ugly mug on the screen, making fun out of him. He would have been none the wiser. So it was just like I was in the dark, but he was very much in the dark. But literally, like I didn't know what to expect. The idea I had in my head was cameras. I would like to have had cameras on screen, but we didn't have any cameras at the time. I didn't have any webcam. I don't think Lyle did, or he did. And obviously, I didn't have one. So I didn't know what to expect from it. But look, I am excited. What we're gonna have, watching it back and seeing what was said and how we introduced it and how we played about with it. But oh my god! But yeah, I think I'm ready for this, Lyle. I am so ready to watch back on our very first F1 debate show. Oh my god.
Well, here we go. So without further ado, guys, this is episode 1, pilot, back in March 2016 of the F1 debate show. What's on camera will be Jordan's, desktop, and of course my little Skype thing in the
background on my computer,
background. And here we go. We're not going to watch all of it, a few minutes, but Here is a little snippet of the F1 debate show in 2016. Enjoy.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new F1 show on Facebook. This is called the F1 Debate Show. My name is JT. You might have seen me on YouTube or Facebook before.
JT.
On the other end of the line
JT.
is my personal friend and fellow YouTuber, as he was called. He also has a Facebook page where he writes vlogs and updates on the F1 news. He's my friend. He is Forever Formula. How you doing, my friend?
Hello, JT. I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. Are you looking forward to the 2016 season?
Forever Formula. Wow.
It'll be absolutely fantastic. If it's anything like 2015 season, it'll be great.
Like Mercedes.
Yeah, dominating.
more midfield.
Because I'm not playing host here. I've got no idea what's going on, so he has to say that. Jordan has to
I think
keep talking because I don't.
His third consecutive world championship, and Mercedes will dominate.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
like they did in 14 and 15.
He's the favourite, isn't he? He's going to be the favourite.
He is.
Mercedes will definitely be the favourites. But who do you think who can challenge him? Challenge the Mercedes? Can Ferrari do it?
Like last year, I think we saw Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari. I'm hoping the Red Bulls come through. McLaren, obviously, two fantastic drivers, Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button. It'd be great to see them fighting, but I can't see that happening. Haas.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Pilot. Make sure to catch episode 2. No, I'm just joking. So, Jordan, obviously, to kind of break down that hard to digest episode, of course, we probably thought it was good.
Yeah.
I imagine you came off Skype afterwards and you were like, success! This is great, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, well, the first thing I noticed, Jordan, was, of course, I wasn't playing host. I had no idea. So you had to keep, asking us questions like, I say, 2016 should be good as 2015. You go like Mercedes and then start to laugh, and because I've got no idea what to do. So you're playing the host, of course. I am in the dark completely. But I want to start quickly with the intros. JT and Forever Formula. Now, what the hell is that, Jordan? Give us a little bit of what's that?
Well, obviously, when we first started the debate show, and I do say Facebook on there in case everyone's like a bit confused. The idea was to put the videos on Facebook, gain a bit of an audience, then come into YouTube. But there was a limit as to how long the videos can be on Facebook. So we kind of just switched over to YouTube straight away. That video did go live on Facebook, I think, hence why I said Facebook. Yeah. But the others that we tried to put on Facebook, we couldn't, so then we took them down, put them on YouTube. And yeah, the rest, as they say, is history. But I do say in the intro, hi guys, my name is JT, which you might have been following us since 2016, 2017, around that time. But if you haven't, then we created like names for ourselves to disguise our real names. So mine was JT. The reason behind it, that's my initials, and I used to be on a Facebook F1 page, and my sign off was JT. So, and it's got like a bit of a sweet thing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously Lyle's Forever Formula, that's the name of his old YouTube channel. Mine was Formula JT. If you want to go and check them out, I would caution, but anyways. And I didn't have a name for Lyle, so he said just call me Forever Formula. And then as time went on, as you might see in the rest of the episodes, he changed his name to LC, and listening back to those names, like I cringe. I really cringe. But at the time, they were so cool.
Yeah, I mean, GT sounds cool. That's what I'd say. But LC did not. It sounds like Elsie, the girl name.
Elsie.
I'm not having any of
that. But even hearing JT again, it just, oh my god, like why? Why did we do that?
It sounds like gin and tonic. It's like gin and tonic, but if gin was spelt with a J, that's what it sounds like. Like people say, was it G and T? It's G and T. G and T. G and T. G and T. Oh god. Anyways, so first episode over and done with. Of course, we've cracked on with a few of my episodes. As Jordan said there, we were on Facebook for episode 1, 2 and 3. Funny enough though, actually on episode 2 we show some Formula 1 winter testing clips. I can't believe we didn't get copyrighted for it. And then episode 5 was the first episode to not only be on YouTube but to have Skype cameras. I recorded the call on my side. Of course, it was just normal Skype recording, like how you can it's very easy to do that. In episode 5 had a massive spin in it, Jordan. It was very cringy to watch, especially for me.
Oh my god.
But without further ado, let's get into episode 5. I think it's called How Has F1 Changed? Let's get into it. Look at Jordan in the corner, like me on the big screen.
There is a way around it, but it is frustrating when you think about it. It's frustrating talking about it, if I'm honest with you. All F1 fans will feel the same.
Yeah, it really is.
And,
sorry.
Yeah.
One of the things that you brought up, JT, about the money, I mean, you're so right. Unfortunately, that's the strong Formula 1. There's 11 teams on the grid.
LC is gone. LC?
Oh my god. LC? He's gone. LC's gone?
I think he's
Look at my big logo in the middle. Like my disguise, Lion
Anyways,
Connor, he's out there. Everyone knows who he is now.
about the money.
He's been exposed, man.
Oh,
Here I am.
hello.
I didn't have a clue
Hello,
what to
LC,
do
you back?
I'm back, sorry, but
Technical difficulties.
No problem, alright, no problem at all.
Yeah.
But
Difficulties.
I was in the middle of saying, there's 11 teams on the grid.
So
and
there we go, guys. Jordan, oh god, we laugh about that forever, but back then it was not funny.
I think first of all, Lyle, I think you need to do some serious talking, right? Reveal to everybody right now the biggest question on the F1 debate show: Why was there technical difficulties? Why did you go off camera?
My mum came in the room. My mother came in, and I mean, but the thing is also, like, nowadays, obviously, I mean, people don't come in our room when we're recording.
No,
we've told our parents, which, by the way, again, me and Jordan, we kind of didn't really reveal that to our parents originally, to say, oh, we're going to be recording this thing on YouTube, sounded a bit juvenile. It was only kind of over a few months, maybe, and obviously for me, it was probably kind of the back end of 2016, I started to reveal to my parents. I was like, we're going and record me, and of course, obviously, they knew Jordan from school, and vice versa. But at that point, it didn't. So obviously, she came in my room, and obviously, again, that happened to Jordan before. We didn't have the editing software to cut that out. So when she came in, I put it on mute, and for some reason, my brain thought that me looking up and going, which obviously was get out without the volume, for some reason you wouldn't be able to see that on camera. And then, of course, when she wouldn't leave, and I was looking like an even more prat, I pressed go, or like leave. Just leaving Jordan. Now, Jordan, of course, you were on camera. Firstly enough, no offence, but of course, if you watch that video, you have a carrier bag full of litter hanging on the door, and I think, oh my god, like, stage presence, guys, come on, like, I've got, some lovely Red Bull photos behind, Jordan's got a bag of litter.
Oh yes.
So obviously I'll leave you. Now, you've done videos, of course, on your own on this channel many times. You also you did a video back in 2017 which got over, I think it's about 8,000 views, our most viewed video at that point. So you've done videos on your own, you know what to talk about. But at that point, in those 10 seconds where I'd left, you were completely baffled in what to say. So take it away, John. You've actually seen me leave the chat, which, by the way, as I just said there, guys, Forever Formula is gone. You've seen my name. You've seen I used to be I used to race like bike races quite professionally. I did some work with the Olympic team as well. So obviously that was my kind of personal life, and that's all been exposed. I'm called Lyle. And the photo is on camera, me on the bike. You can tell what team I'm from. You can even tell when the photo was taken, which is, I think it's the 6th of September 2015. So my identity is out there. So Jordan, I've left. Take it away. What are you thinking?
I didn't know what to do. I was like speechless. I was aware that I did hear the knock, because if you listen again, you do hear like a slight knock.
Yeah.
So I was aware that maybe someone had come in, but I didn't know what to do, because like I didn't want to say, oh well, Lyle's mum's in the room, or I just said technical difficulties, when you could blatantly, clearly see that wasn't the case. I panicked. I was like, I have to do this on my own. Like, what do I say? I've got no plan whatsoever. It was supposed to be like a conversation, and like I'm on my own, with me bag of litter in the background, which actually I'm sitting where the camera is now, right now when you're watching this, I'm sitting there on that video. So like that, it's just weird how like I've moved around this room quite a bit, but there is no bags of litter about here. Trust me, guys, I'm a lot cleaner than what I was back in 2016. So that's all good. But oh my god, like it was just like. I remember having this like really bad microphone as well, and like you'll be able to hear the audio, and our little ads at the top, like. I mean, yeah, come on, guys. It doesn't get any more professional than that. It doesn't.
It was so painful, and we've lived that for a long time. And remember, Jordan, there was that movie, obviously, like that really, Jordan Peele, I think it was, directed that Get Out. The psychological drama. Yeah. I think it won one of the best movies of the decade. That came out. When we saw that photo, the poster, we were like, episode 5.
We all, whenever we see that film, or like whenever we see like or hear references of that film, we always. We used reference it to that moment. Where
we used to go to cinema in Newcastle, there was an escalator coming down from the cinema, and there was a big photo of the poster, the main point of the movie, with obviously that guy sitting in the chair, looking frightened, and I'm like,
that was you.
Episode 5. That's me.
Oh my god, that was just. We always laugh about that moment. We always do. But trust me, guys, there is many more to come.
There is absolutely a lot more. But that was hitting the ground at first. I think that was about April. But obviously moving on from that painful moment. And of course, obviously, as John said, ads in the top. We are now going to move on to a special video, because we hit a certain milestone in terms of views when it first came out. And that, of course, is the 2016 Chinese Grand Prix review. Of course, the review of the 2016 Chinese Grand Prix. Which, by the way, I'm going to reveal something at the end, or Jordan is, because it might shock you. Something that we should be doing if we're doing this video, and one of us didn't. But further ado, guys, this is the Chinese Grand Prix review.
Hi guys, my name is LC.
My name is JT.
And welcome to our 2016 Chinese Grand Prix review. Now, China was the
Screen
third race
format as well.
in the 2016 season, and it was the most thrilling race we've seen all season. Firstly, let's start off with Nico Rosberg, who finished 40 seconds ahead of second place Sebastian Vettel and the
Are
whole
you just staring
grid
at the camera while
to
I'm
pick up
talking?
his sixth win in Formula One, his third win of the season, winning all three races of the 2016 season. Now, that was absolutely fantastic. So let's kick off this review. I want to start with qualifying, JT. Now, even though this is the third race of the season, this
do
weekend
a race
was the first
review and
time
do
we
qualifying.
saw
What's
the
that all
original
about?
qualifying.
Do we start with
The
qualifying?
last time we saw it was in Abu Dhabi 2015, which was half
You're
a
about
year
to
ago,
speak.
6
We're
months
going to wait
ago.
until JT
Which
speaks.
is unbelievable. So this is the first
I
time
think I
we
know
saw
what
it. Now, of course, it was good. And to be honest, in my eyes, when I was watching it, I didn't think we'd reverted
I'm a
back
good
to
talker.
anything. I thought that's just what we continued with, because this elimination was terrible. We can say that we lived through the days of it, though.
That's Australia
Two red
qualifying, by the
flags
way, elimination.
with Pascal Wehrlein in Q1 and then Nico Hulkenberg
You haven't
in
talked in
Q2.
a
Now,
while, so I'm going to
obviously,
stop there,
Nico's,
guys. Because Jordan, the big reveal is. Do you remember what it was? Do you remember what that reveal was? Do you remember what you should have done in that morning and you didn't?
I missed the Grand Prix.
That was it.
I slept in. My alarm didn't go off. Oh my god! Like,
The thing we should have done, he should have done.
I couldn't believe it. Do you know that feeling when you wake up and you just know you slept in for work or school or whatever, and you're like, oh, and like obviously with this, like I've slept in for races before, like, and I was like, oh, I've missed the race, but I'd always catch up on it, so I wasn't stressing about it. I would just avoid social media, but because we just started this, I had that same feeling. I was like, we're gonna have to talk about the race, and I haven't watched it. So I hadn't watched the race at this point. When we were recording this video, I didn't watch a single piece of racing. I didn't watch. Did I watch the end of it? I don't know. I don't know if I watched it. I don't think I watched a single bit of racing. So I had to ride that wave that Lyle was on of ride Lyle's wave of I've seen the Grand Prix.
And that's why I was talking very fast, Jordan. And I think I said to you, just agree with everything I'm saying. I just want to go back to the video and I just want to play when Jordan starts talking, which I think should be about 15 minutes. But you just will agree with everything I'm saying.
Honestly,
What'll that be? Let's go 8. Right, this is 8 minutes into the video.
8 minutes. Wow.
When it comes to Serbia,
I'm still talking.
He's right up there. He loves them.
Still got it.
But so obviously, at least it's good to report on something about the teammates being nice to each other rather than, not nice.
Not nice.
So that was pretty good. Now, there was a few battles between obviously team supremacy. I mean, another one to use the example is Toro Rosso. Now, obviously their two drivers, Carlos
Right, let's
Sainz
go
and Max
to
Verstappen. Now
13
they're
minutes.
in a
13 minutes.
his form going to end.
I'm still talking.
You're still talking.
I don't really know, but I mean, just as obviously he's
Right,
on
okay,
form
fine.
and
Let's
he's
go
doing it his
then
way now.
to-
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's not feeding off Lewis Hamilton's
18 minutes. I think you're talking. Jordan, I think you're talking here. I'm still talking. I'm still talking.
beat his record. It would be
my
great.
God.
Right? The thing that I like about Nico,
Last time-
more than anything, is
You're talking.
His
here.
mouse moving.
Right,
section on Formula
this is
1.
25 minutes.
But they've been good.
Ah, you've done it. You're talking.
Woohoo. You can barely hear me, though.
You can. I got on that a little bit.
I think 2014 it was like yes.
Oh my god, you can hardly hear you.
2015.
So what happened was
Hardly
I recorded it kind of through my internal microphone, so you
Yeah,
couldn't hear
So
Jordan.
I
It
thought
was
that's
very
good
weird.
as well. But now you've got you've once had Mercedes, then 2015 you've
Yeah,
got
okay.
Ferrari.
Okay, the man who's disagreeing with everything I'm saying with John. Obviously, yeah, when I was doing that, when I used that Skype recording session, which by the way, we should mention that obviously you, as you said at the start, you recorded the episode 1 and stuff, which I didn't know anything about. At this point, the tables had turned. I was the one that was recording off Skype, and Jordan didn't know what I was doing. And I think we did this for a very long time. Actually, in the next few episodes will be that. So for that period of time, Jordan had no idea what I was doing. And again, obviously the microphone wasn't good. I didn't know how much to do it, so you could hardly hear Jordan. Just mess, so much mess.
It was
but
messy, yeah.
But the thing that I was going to say though is the milestone, Jordan. Do you remember the milestone? What did we hit in China in that race? And obviously that's kind of like a big milestone to hit. Obviously not now, but back then it was.
Back then, I think it was I think it reached 100 views, didn't it? That was our first video to reach 100 views. Yeah.
It was, yeah, the first ever video that the F1 Debate Show did. It hit 100 views. It was incredible. It absolutely was. Yes, well done us. Well done JT. Well done JT.
Don't you worry about a thing. Oh my god, I couldn't believe I slept in for that race.
And well done Forever Formula as well. If anyone's repping Forever Formula, is anyone repping out there Forever Formula?
I think you were called LC at this point.
Actually, yes, I agree with. Yeah, I think I was Jordan. Yeah, exactly. God, oh my god, LC though.
LC man.
LC.
Wow. LC in the house.
Oh, like JT. I mean, as you said, like JT is fair enough, but God, LC. Oh my god.
LC,
right, anyways,
man.
So moving on, of course, to we did reviews, and of course Jordan watched all of them after that. China was the only one that he didn't, and of course that's why I was talking a lot. So moving on to the next video, the next episode, which I think is a very special one. There's, I don't know if you've heard of him, guys, but there was a Toro Rosso driver at that point, and he swapped places with a Red Bull driver. The Red Bull driver who got a podium at the Chinese Grand Prix after being labelled a torpedo. Have you heard of him? Anyone? Anyone know him?
No.
I'm struggling.
Spill the
I think
beans.
he's called Max Verstappen?
Max Verstappen?
So, Max. Have you heard of him?
No, it doesn't sound familiar. I've heard of Jos Verstappen. Is that his dad?
That's him. It must be a relation of Jos then, or maybe someone's misspelt his name. But so of course, yes, guys, Max Verstappen changed places. We're not going to go into that again. But this was the first video. It's an hour long, so we're not going to play it all for you.
No way.
It's 1 hour long, where me and Jordan are basically talking about this situation. I'm a Red Bull fan. I was a Fiat fan. I do have my views, and I still kind of do have my views. And of course, as you can see here, I'm wearing Pierre Gasly, the man who was subject to the second trading places. So it was a good video, this. I really, really enjoyed recording it, Jordan. Very much the same Skype recording. Jordan didn't know anything about it. But here we go. Here is what would be the hour episode. And it hit a few hundred within like the first few days, and now it's on 1.1k because of people going back to watching it. A very good episode, a very one that I enjoyed watching, which was episode 11, called Trading Places, episode 11 of the F1 Debate Show. Let's go.
Hi guys, my name is LC.
My name is JT.
Welcome to the F1 Debate Show. Now in this episode, it's a massive episode, and we're going to talk about Daniel Kvyat and Max Verstappen. They're trading places within this season in Formula 1. Now, I'll just give you the rundown if you haven't if you've been on Mars for the last few weeks.
Didn't you say within?
You haven't heard the news.
Within, I think.
Red Bull's Daniel Kvyat and Toro Rosso's Max Verstappen have traded places, which means that Daniel will be reverted back to Toro Rosso.
What?
And Max will be promoted to Red Bull Racing alongside Daniel Ricciardo. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about, should that have happened? And weighing up the pros and cons for both drivers. You know, was it harsh of Daniel to be moved down? Is it a positive for Max to be moved up? And what's happening? Obviously, the biggest thing is that this is going to happen with immediate effect from the Spanish Grand Prix onwards, which is the next race on Sunday. This weekend through the rest of the season. Now, this is a very, very, very rare thing to see, and it's just a shock. I mean, this almost happened overnight, and a rumor came out first, and then obviously there was a few times where people were going, you know, is it true? What's happening? Then it was confirmed, and then this was a shock, wasn't it, JT? I mean,
Jordan hasn't even talked yet.
It was such a shock for Formula 1, wasn't it?
Let's continue on from the review of the
Here we go. Jordan's talking. He's still not very loud.
Dodgy sources and what have you, going around on social media, and then I've seen it on Sky Sports. And whenever I see something on Sky Sports or BBC, I know it's true.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's no fake source. So when I seen it, I was like,
what's
I was like, what's going on here? Like, one bad race and the second.
I know.
I couldn't get more Geordie, exactly. Even if I tried.
Me and JT were talking the other day, and we very much think that it is.
Oh my god, we try kind of zone out from that, but there's a lot of things that we do let slip through the cracks.
It happens in other sports, for example, like football, when a manager has a disagreement with the board or a player has a disagreement. Normally they're gone, and has something like this happened? For example, when Alain Prost criticised Ferrari and was sacked.
Shout out to your
in the early 90s.
Full kit there, Lyle.
It has some
both Red Bulls
like
2016 cap on top there.
God,
JT, what do you think?
JT,
I don't think we'll
what do you think, JT?
Media keeping everything hush. Maybe Red Bull and what have you called the head guy.
So anyway, that's the episode.
DJ Max.
Jordan, I mean, well, firstly, of course, I'm introing these because I'm the one who's kind of subject to hosting them only because I have the editing software. You hardly talk for a few minutes of the episode. But you've got to say, though, I mean, I'm not going to criticise this one because I really enjoy, apart from your audio, which I wish that, I knew how to fix it. It was quite an easy fix, but I just wish I knew. So apart from that, I enjoyed recording that. It was a good episode. It was fluent. It was an hour long where, to be honest, we did not stop talking for that 1 hour. I think, you got some good points. I got some good points. Of course, I was a Danny Fiat fan. You were, I want to say a Max fan, but Max was coming through the ranks. Obviously, he was hot news at that point. It was big news because this had never happened. I can't remember the last time it had happened. It was very, very, very rare. And yeah, it was fun to record, Jordan. I'm not going to have a go at it. I'm going to say it was fun to record. So I mean, from your standpoint, what do you think about this episode? I would say it was quite fun. It was big news. This was probably, would you say this was like the biggest news also that the F1 debate show was tackling on our channel? Because before that, there was hardly any big news. And then, wallop, something massive comes along, and it's like this channel that's only been going for about 2 months is going to tackle it. It was fun to record, wasn't it, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big topic to be talking about. Bearing in mind that what you just said there, Lyle, about with us being just 2-3 months old at the time, and we were coming into this really big story, driver swaps not so much, but you in the lower teams and stuff, you would see drivers kind of one race there'll be this driver for 5-6 weekends, then they'll swap and change and all that. But at a big team, it was rare. I don't think, it might happen once or twice, but it's not something you see very often. Now at Red Bull, it's a common thing. But it was such a big wow. It was just massive.
Unfortunately,
and I agree. I think we thought we were fluent with how we spoke. Of course, apologies about my dodgy audio, which was terrible. Looking back at it now, but at the time I didn't know that was the case. So I thought our points were fluent. We got the point. Got our points across really, really well. Our opinions were spoken, we just, and that's the thing, right? About 57 minutes the video was. We just spoke purely from the heart. We loved talking about Formula One. We still do now to this day, and as you know, we could talk forever. And that nature hasn't changed about us. And even back then, we were just as excited as what we are today, and just trying to get everything as much out as we could from our system. And it was just it was just absolutely incredible. And again, it was exciting to see Max, what he could do in this Red Bull, because he came from nowhere, and now look, he's going to Red Bull. What? What that? He's 17 years old. It was crazy. It was a really, 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 really good topic. But it was certainly a good old foundation to kind of build the channel up from that particular moment. It was awesome.
It was, definitely. To be honest, Jordan, I agree with you completely. We were talking from the heart. Actually, if this happened again, I mean, obviously apart from when it did, unfortunately, if it happened again, if we said exactly the same as what we said in that video in kind of the modern day F1 debate show, so episode 155 next week, if we said exactly the same thing, I think it would still be a good video, because I agree with you. I think everything we said was proper, and this was the first episode where we talked, as John said, we talked just about Formula One between us, and I loved it. I really, really did. But going from a video that a few days beforehand we talked obviously about Max Verstappen, how he didn't really deserve to be at Red Bull. That's what we said. Of course, Danny Fiat getting that first podium, I think it was second place, I think it was, in China. Of course, beating his teammate in that year, obviously up to China. So we thought that Max Verstappen shouldn't have been in that seat, but of course what unfolded on that weekend, especially the Sunday, was big. And going from a video that made sense and quite mature to possibly not, it's got 2.8 views at the moment. I think it did really well on release as well. Here is the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix review, where that man Max Verstappen, who came from virtually nowhere, does something pretty special. Let's watch.
Oh my god.
Hi guys, my name is LC.
My name is JT.
And welcome to the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix review. Now this was an unbelievable race. I can't even put it into words how amazing this was. It had everything, didn't it, JT? It was unbelievable. It stopped load of things. You can't. Nobody can write
my
this.
God! What,
You couldn't
George,
even
what are you
write
doing?
I thought.
Pack it in. Stop it.
I thought through the race it was just a dream. This wasn't even the real race.
It's just a
but
dream. Like,
it was unbelievable,
What the
and we're going
hell?
to try and pack everything into this thrilling.
see, I'm trying to
weekend
contain
into
the
this
emotions.
40-minute video.
Jordan,
So
I'm
let's
just
start
letting
off
them all
with.
out like
We'll try.
it's nothing.
Let's start off with heading into the weekend. Now, obviously, we had that problem with Max and Daniel. You know, everyone feeling sorry for Daniel, feeling happy for Max going into Red Bull, but
I agree. A little bit. We felt sorry for him.
Pessimistic. You know, thinking, does Max have it in him? You know, should he have moved to Red Bull? Daniel was nearly crying in the press conference when they were asking him, you know, when he got that call. But their main problem was, was Max worth it? And he really was. You know, he really performed on track.
That enthusiasm's really gone from your face, Jordan.
Amazing. And he really put us into play.
Because I remembered how much you spoke.
In qualifying was amazing.
I'm not going to get a word in
But
for another
let's head
20
into
minutes.
the race. Now,
Well,
this
we're
was
80
2
seconds in
hours,
and you
100
still
minutes,
haven't
2
spoken.
hours that nobody will ever forget. The Mercedes will never forget. Everyone on the grid will never forget.
I
and
thought you
Max
were going to go there.
will never forget, and we'll move on to him in a bit. So let's start off with what happened into the fourth corner, in lap.
Oh, here we go,
one.
Jordan.
The Mercedes happened
in the third
I
corner.
don't know.
I'll tell you, JT. So they both headed into the
tell
corner.
you.
So
I'll
they
tell you.
both
Tell me.
started. Rosberg jumped Hamilton into turn 1, and it was looking good. It was looking incredibly good. You thought Rosberg's gonna, he's on. By the way, he was going for lap. He was going for 8 wins. So you thought, he'd do well getting in front of Hamilton. They were both coming around, so Rosberg was ahead.
Yes, we all get
Hamilton
it.
then
Right, I tell you what,
moved
guys, let's
left.
skip forward to
Rosberg then
5
cut
minutes
him
and see if
off,
Jordan actually starts
pushed
talking.
Hamilton onto the grass. Hamilton got into a bit of a
There
tank
we
slap,
go.
but hitting Rosberg, span.
Still can't hear him.
So there you go, Rosberg's coming
Couldn't
around the
hear him.
corner and Hamilton's spinning off. But then what happens, JT? They both hit. So Hamilton and Rosberg are both on the gravel and they're out. This is unbelievable, JT. This is bigger than Belgium 14. This is Turkey 2010, isn't it? Bigger than Turkey 2010, if you like, because it's
The thing
just
is, at least we actually
everyone-
talk about the Mercedes crash. We don't just go
Oh
straight to Max.
yeah. I think because whenever me and you, Lyle, talk about this video, we always think of when I was going absolutely ballistic about Verstappen.
Yeah.
But listening there, we actually do go in depth.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're like...
apart from
yeah.
my little cringy bit at the start, it was actually
Yeah.
a pretty informative video.
That was the hook in, wasn't it, John?
Surprising.
That was to grab everyone into the video.
Yeah, you little Dutch beauty,
But,
or whatever I said. Oh, my God.
But yeah, no, I agree with you completely. I mean, yeah, you were like working out, our views were pretty good on the crash. I think I've forgotten who was behind. Was it Hamilton? I think was behind. He went on the
I
grass.
think Rosberg was ahead, Hamilton was
That was it.
behind,
So-
and then Hamilton went for
Yeah,
the gap.
we-
Rosberg kind of closed it. And even to this day, I still do believe that Rosberg was more at fault.
Yeah.
But
But we,
hey, let's not go down that route again.
I mean, but that's the thing though, like, I know we were people pleasing a little bit, obviously, with our Verstappen go crazy, but again, we gave our views on who was at fault. I think I said Hamilton, obviously Jordan just said there Rosberg, so we gave our views and we didn't agree. I think this was just maybe us kind of breaking out of the F1 debate show, kind of like, you know what I mean, like people pleaser kind of thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on to the next video. Now this, oh my god, this is so bad.
Hi guys, my name is LC.
Oh my
My
god.
name is JT.
And welcome
I
to
love
the
that one
F1
still.
debate show. Now in this episode we're going to be talking about Mercedes' fall of dominance
Good
after the
big keywords,
Spanish
I like
Grand Prix. Now, the start of the season, start of the 2016 season
Still
was
can't hear me.
fantastic for Mercedes.
Actually brought
with
the mic
domination of
closer as
Nico
well.
Rosberg. He came
I know,
after
you
2015.
still see me,
he came
Mike,
from
and
three
you still can't
races,
hear us. What the hell?
on the trot. So he's heading in, sort of see.
Let me on that
good
chair, you
haul
can
of
see me arms up
races
as
to start
well.
the 2016
Oh,
season.
lovely.
Oh, look at me!
Australia,
look at
he
me,
was
I'm
on top.
LC.
Nico Rosberg won the race. Nico won in Bahrain. Nico won in China. Nico won in Russia. And Nico won... Oh, no, wait. What did happen to Nico and Lewis, for that matter,
Rosberg.
in Spain, JT?
Well, everything.
Right, let's skip
went
forward
wrong.
to John talking.
Lewis went for a gap that really.
What do I say in this episode? There?
Nico
Can you hear it?
closed.
I'm still talking.
Sort of Lewis
Still
went right
talking.
on the grass and crashed into the back of his teammate.
He did.
So,
It was
amazing.
incredible. Now, guys,
we
if you
go.
haven't, obviously, first watched our review, then secondly, watch the race, and I'm sure you've seen it already, the crash and the aftermath, and all that's boiled up. Now we're going to talk about what's the aftermath of that between the two Mercedes drivers, between the Mercedes team, and what the outcome is for the rest of the season for Nico and Lewis.
See, do you know what, Jordan? I'm actually going to give you a bit of praise here. Are you ready for some praise?
I like praise.
reckon that, obviously, as you said there, we both came from YouTube beforehand. I thought that we were incredibly professional. And obviously you were just, you thought as well, but obviously you were just mainly about, talking about Formula 1. I would say you were more relaxed, and I've said that before. And again, like, in that episode, I'm still quite stiff, and you're just more relaxed, talking about Formula 1. And if we could actually hear what you were saying, obviously, you can obviously hear you a little bit, but you sound very kind of, not very good. As you do now, and I'm joking. I would say that you're kind of, what you're talking about is good, because obviously you do know your Formula 1, so I would say that it was good, and obviously you were quite relaxed on camera, so that's the thing, guys. If you could actually hear what JT was saying, I reckon that you'd kind of like that. I know I don't really give you much praise, John, but credit where credit's due, and you don't deserve much most of the time, but there you go.
Hey, I'll take it any day of the week. But by the way, guys, on that video, I'm like here on my microphone. I'm like this close, and you can barely hear me. I'm basically eating the microphone.
thinking that would improve it. But Jordan, that intro, Virus, Martin Garrix, that's a song. What a mess that was. And I remember I sent it to you and you were like, that's great, lad, I love that. Were you just saying that because you just didn't want to hurt me feelings? What was wrong with you?
I was like, what the hell is this rubbish? No, because I wanted an intro that, because with other YouTube channels and in TV shows, and there's always that, if you watch like a big TV show that's well known, when they play the intro song, if you were like out somewhere and you heard it, you would know, oh, that's from that moment or that TV show. And what we wanted to create was something similar to that. So if you heard Martin Garrix's Virus, wherever you would be for randomness, you would think of the F1 Debate Show. Which, again, we changed that, and then we kind of thought of something else, which in my eyes sounds way more F1 Debate Show-esque than Martin Garrix's Virus. But at the time, it did sound a proper F1 Debate Show. And don't get me wrong, I like a bit of Garrix.
He's good.
I like a bit of Garrix.
Good. And
I like a bit of Virus. It's good. I like it. Hey, take me back. Take me back to the good old days.
And Martin Garrix is Dutch as well, so you think we have a Max Verstappen fan club on this channel.
You think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd think.
Max Verstappen in episode 11, Max Verstappen in a Spanish Grand Prix review, and then no Max Verstappen, but his fellow countryman, Martin Garrix. So there we go. We went on like this for a long time, guys, obviously heading into July. And this is where we are going to wrap up part 1. Join us tomorrow for part 2 of the F1 Debate Show in 2016. The reason that we are stopping here is because we kind of split the year up with a main thing in July. But as well as that, which we will get into obviously in another episode, so stay tuned for that. But as well as that, we also have an idea, and actually this idea comes from Jordan. Actually, just sit on this thought, guys, until tomorrow. I've been hosting most of these episodes because I have the Skype recording thing, but now the tables are about to turn. So stay tuned tomorrow to find out what that is. Jordan, oh my god, what an absolute mess some of our first videos were, but enjoyable. We hit 100 views. Obviously that Max Verstappen video hit 1,000 views in, I think it was about 2017. Of course, really people going back to watch it. The Train Places, it was factual. We dipped our head in, our hand in, our foot in, even to say. So it was setting off. It was good. It was fun. And of course, we've obviously been friends for a long time. We chat about Formula 1 to no avail, and we're just putting that on YouTube. So there was no worries. But how much of a mess just looking back, Jordan, are these episodes now?
I mean, it is like my audio was really quiet and Lyle's is really loud, and it was just that's how it was. And we literally, like I said, we had no plan. We just jumped on Skype. Lyle would record. He would go, "Are you ready?" In fact, we even have the same, because I mean, people who've collabed with us will know we do our countdown: 3, 2, 1. We've done that since those days. Yeah. Like Lyle would do, right, okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. That for us is like, that is the F1 Debate Show. You guys will be like, I don't get that at all. But that for us is like our mini countdown. And like just thing like just looking back now, it just we are criticising our bits sometimes, but we actually were quite informative. We were quite out there with our opinions and stuff. But in terms of like quality, it wasn't that good. You can see the split screen software. We had our like I said, like quiet microphones, but we were still learning at this point. We were still like finding our feet as to who we were on YouTube. We didn't think it would be. Well, first of all, we never thought we would ever get nowhere near 1,000 subscribers at this point. Oh, no. I think we had about 100 coming into July. I think
less. I think we hit 100.
A million miles away.
Going into the second part of the year. But yeah, I mean, just absolutely nowhere. But it still was fun, though. Of course, we still haven't.
Oh, absolutely. I love looking back.
We still had as much passion then as we do right now. Anyway, guys, that is the end of part 1, of course, the first half of the 2016 season. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Of course, stay tuned for tomorrow, part 2, where we will be reacting to the second part of some more videos, some slightly better videos towards the second part of the season. We just obviously hit 100 subscribers. Stay tuned to that tomorrow, and until then, of course, see you later, guys.
See you later, guys.